Hey, what's up you guys? It's Liddy. It's been a hot minute and I'm quite annoyed because the video I just literally finished taping has no sound. I had it on my actual camera, like the camera that my professional camera, and now I don't have any battery left and things like that. So I decided I'm gonna do it on my phone. I'm just gonna, wing it and do it here because I already started it and I want to finish it and I want to post it. So this is my Ciguatera story. It's gonna be probably a lot shorter than it was on my camera, but it is what it is. It happened. So basically, I got Ciguatera poisoning in December of last year, and it was the most horrific experience I've ever had in my entire life. And I wanted to talk about it because I had a couple questions about it, about what it was, how it happened, when it happened, and how it affected me with my fibromyalgia, if it did in any way. And I'm gonna talk all about that. So basically, I got Ciguatera poisoning in December. We went to the beach and we ate freshly caught fish at the beach, and everything was fine. The fish looked fresh, it looked good, everything, and it tasted amazing overall. And we had the fish, everything was cool. We had a couple of friends that were with us and they got really sick, but they also ate salad, which we attributed it that they were sick to the salad that they ate at the beach, which is a complete no-no, at least not here in the beach. You should never eat salad in the beach. So after we ate the fish and everything, we go to the hotel, everything, and we were planning on going to dinner. And the couple friends of ours, they said that they weren't feeling too good and, all of that. They ended up spending the night in the hospital because they started vomiting and going to the bathroom every 2 seconds. And they had to be basically taken in, and they were there for like 3 or 4 hours until they were stable enough for them to let them go. And they wanted to leave them overnight, but they decided that they would much rather, take the medication with them and then go to Santo Domingo or come back to the city to get treated if they needed treatment. Right then and there, we just thought it was like an intoxication by salad. We didn't think that it had anything to do with the fish because I was fine and my boyfriend was overall fine. And so we just thought that they got sick from the salad. When we were coming back to Santo Domingo, I got this intense pain in my right arm. And my mom's a doctor, and I texted her and I was like, listen, I have this really weird pain in my right arm. She was like, oh, that's, I would be concerned if it was your left arm, but since it's your right arm, I pretty much think it's something muscular. You must have strained it or something. I was like, I didn't carry anything. I didn't do much at the beach. I got sunburned, but that had nothing to do with my pain in my right arm. So I was quite startled by the pain because it wasn't like any pain I have felt before. And fibromyalgia, in fibromyalgia, there's a lot of pain attributed. I felt very, very intense amount of pain, but never like this pain. It was more of something in the nerve. It felt like electricity going through my arm, and there wasn't enough blood flow in my overall arm. Right then and there, it wasn't the worst that it was later on, but it was starting to be it hurts so much. I would move my arm up and down and I would be it hurts, it hurts. I spent 10 minutes of the trip coming back, just 10 minutes, because that was the amount of time that it lasted, to the point where I was concerned. I was like, oh my God, it hurts. Oh my God, it hurts. And usually when I'm in pain, I don't really say anything. I just bear with it. But this was really, really intense. And one of the people that was with us, I told her that this was happening, and she was like, you know what, my left arm hurts. And I was like, that's weird, that we're both getting pain in our arms. different arms, but it's still weird, you know? So whatever, we went to sleep and we slept the entire way back, which is something really weird because usually I don't sleep in trips, but I slept like throughout the whole way. I attributed that to being sunburned and overall feeling not that well. And when I woke up, the pain in my arm was gone. So I didn't, like, I was like, okay, that's weird. I don't know what the fuck, but okay. And so we got home, and I kept talking to the couple friends of ours, and because I wanted to know how they were doing and everything like that. And overall, they were doing okay. They were taking their medication and all of that. But they were having like weird pains. They were having pains in their arm and in their legs. And I was getting like rashes all over my body. I didn't know if that had to do with like the sunburn or the fish or anything. Like it was really weird. And overall, I didn't know why it was happening. I do get random rashes from fibro, but this was different. Like I knew that this, I don't know, like you know your body and you know when something's off. And I knew that something was off. And I was telling my mom, I was like, listen, I'm getting these random pains and, you know, I don't know, like they come and go, but they really hurt and I don't know. And she was like, you know, like take a warm Epsom salt bath and like, you know, doing the same things that I usually do for my fibro pain. But it wasn't working like at all. I was in, you know, tolerable pain up to the point where a day after we got back for lunch, I had chicken breast and some rice with beans. And chicken is an activator of the toxin of Ciguatera. So wherever you have Ciguatera toxins in your body, it's gonna activate it and it's gonna cause some pain. Of course, at this moment, I don't know I have Ciguatera yet, but I call my mom and I am dying of pain. And I tell her, I'm like, I want to die. Like, I just want to die. Like, this hurts so much. And this was in between the pain patches, because that's how I would call it. I don't know. They would come and go. So it would come on for like 8 minutes and then off for like 3 or 4 minutes and then on again for 8 minutes. This was the more constant on and off pain struggles that I was having, and it was mostly because of what do you call this? Because I had eaten chicken breast, and that would activate the toxin. So I talked to her and I was like, and there came a point where I couldn't speak anymore. I was just like, shut up. And I would go through the motions. I would just like breathe in and out. I'm like, and I would make sounds because it was so painful. Like, you have no idea. Imagine like you're not getting any blood flow to any of your limbs. Like my whole leg, like from the top of my leg to my feet and both of my arms as well. Like I was getting no blood flow. That's how it felt. Like it felt like pressure, and I don't know how to explain it. And then also on top of that, I felt like electric shocks going through it. Like it felt like in the nerve that goes through your limbs, like there was electricity going through that. It was like the most weird sensation ever, but at the same time, it was so painful. I got to actually tape an episode of pain, of one of those excruciating pain moments, and I posted it on my Instagram because I wanted to talk about Ciguatera. I knew I wanted to make a video eventually, like I'm doing right now, talking about it, but I wanted to document at that moment what I was feeling because, you know, people forget, and I usually take notes of everything that happens. But I was in so much pain that I wasn't thinking right. Like I was just like, I just want to cut all of my limbs off and I want to die. Like I just want to die. I've never felt so desperate in my life that the pain was so bad that I just didn't want to continue living. And that's where I want to get to, that where this intoxication is crazy. Like because it really is so hardcore that I don't know, guys. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm trying to do the best that I can here, but it was really bad. And on top of that, I felt like my teeth were gonna fall out, which is a very common thing to feel when you're intoxicated with fish or with seafood. I felt like my teeth were, like, they hurt so bad, a metal kind of sensation in my mouth, and like pain in my mouth, like in my gums and my teeth, like they were just gonna fall out. That's what I felt. And basically that's what I felt for the next like 2 to 3 weeks. It was actually my boyfriend who actually looked up the symptoms, and it happened to give him, sorry, I got distracted. It happened to give him information on Ciguatera, and he gave it to my mom, and then my mom was like, wow, you guys are feeling everything that, you know, is described in the symptoms of Ciguatera. So we actually diagnosed ourselves with Ciguatera. Eventually, like, my mom, like, she's a doctor, so she was like, no, like, I'm now sure that you guys have it, because the last symptom that we got was the feeling of the wrong temperatures. Like, cold I would feel as really hot, and hot I would feel like freezing cold. So that was pretty weird, gotta say that. But that was like the final straw, like, you definitely have this. And we treated it with vitamin B12, not B12, vitamin B, all of it, injections. And I got like a couple of day cocktail, that's what I call it, of like liquids, vitamin C, like through my vein. I have a nurse that comes to my house, and he gives me what I call the cocktail. It's vitamin C, magnesium, overall liquid saline solution, and I think that's it. There's a couple more vitamins that I can't recall right now, but that's basically it, the cocktail. And then of course I've been better, like ever since the injections. I was doing B vitamin injections every single day. So is my boyfriend, and also the couple that was with us, because they also got Ciguatera poisoning. And yeah, it's horrible. It's really, really bad. And I wanted to talk about it because it was a horrible experience. And overall, I think a lot of people need to hear this information, because I didn't have any idea that this kind of intoxication existed. And for me, I attributed intoxication with actual like vomiting and diarrhea. And that's not something I got. Like, I didn't get any gastrointestinal issues. Like, my issues came with pain and, well, all the other symptoms, the rash, the pain, the feeling in the teeth like they were gonna fall out, and the sensation in my hands and feet of the wrong temperature. So that was really weird. It lasted for around 3 weeks, and I obviously attacked it like full on with vitamin B shots and everything, and we started pretty early on. So I think that's why I don't have any issues right now with any symptoms still like affecting me at this moment. I am feeling good, and I think that is why, because we attacked it like full on, full force since the beginning. And thank God, because I can't imagine having those pain attacks during my wedding and during my honeymoon even. Like, I was really scared that this was gonna affect, you know, what's supposed to be the best day of my life. And that's basically it. I do want to talk about what or how the fish becomes intoxicated, and the telltale signs of how to know if a fish has this toxin. So basically, the fishes that can get Ciguatera are fishes that live near coral areas and things like that. Not fishes like salmon and like really big fishes, but more of a smaller kind, and they live near corals, and they eat this algae that has this toxin. It doesn't kill the fish, but it makes their flesh completely poisonous to women. To humans. Not to women, to humans, because of course, like, anybody can get it. So, sorry, fiber brain here. To humans. So basically, they eat this algae, and then the meat becomes poisonous. Then they get caught, or, you know, obviously by fishermen, and people can eat it, and it tastes perfectly fine. It looks perfectly fine. Everything is like perfect, except for the fact that its meat is poisonous. So the only way of knowing whether a fish has actual ciguatera is by seeing that flies don't come near it. If there's fish on the table and there's no flies coming near it, you know there's an issue. Like, near it, not other things on the table, but actually the fish. Because that's the first thing that they would go up to. But if they get near it or on top of it, the flies die, and they know this, so they don't come near it. So it's the only way of knowing whether a fish has been intoxicated with it or not. So that's something to look, you know, to. And that's something that I noticed when looking back. That happened. There were no flies near our fish. Like, there was flies like on the salad, and there was flies like on the rice and other, like, near it, because obviously we were like pushing them off, but there were no flies near the fish. And that's really, really interesting, and it's the only way of knowing. And obviously expert fishermen might find a way, or might know another way of like figuring it out. But there are certain fishes that when they get caught, if they have ciguatera, not all fishes do this, but some of them, when they're caught, and if they have ciguatera, their scales will fall off. And that is like the way that fishermen will know that they are intoxicated, or that they're aciguatados. That's how they call it when they have ciguatera. So anyway, this is the story. In terms of like how it's affected me with fibro, I have to say it's affected me positively, which is weird. In my case, what it did was it fixed a lot of my gastrointestinal issues. Like, once I ate that, and I don't know if the toxin killed a whole bunch of bad bacteria or whatever, there's like no scientific explanation in me that I can give you, but a lot of my gastrointestinal issues got better. Like, I am able to eat more things without getting like allergies or rashes or bloating, which I wasn't able to do before that. So that's pretty interesting. And basically that's basically it. Oh, and my pain level went down a lot, but I don't know 100% if this was due to Ciguatera, or if it was because of all the B vitamin and all of the cocktails that I got on cocktails. I mean, like, through my vein, like vitamins and things like that. I don't know if that was the reason why I feel like so much better now, because it's been already 2 months since I got Ciguatera. More than 2 months, almost 3 months. And it's interesting to see that even like now I'm seeing like positive things from it, like in terms of like gastrointestinal issues. I'm not getting that many rashes as I was before. Allergies are more controlled. Overall, I feel like better, and my pain level is down to like a 4, which is very, very tolerable for me. And in a bad day, I'll get like a 7 or something like that. But before, it was like I would constantly be in between a 6 or a 7, and then when it was really bad, it would be like a 9. So now I'm like feeling pretty great, honestly. And married life is treating me good. I've been able to like wake up and do things, and be able to, you know, do things in the house, and a lot of things that I thought that I wasn't going to be capable of doing, I am capable of doing now, because I feel overall fairly well, which is weird to say because Ciguatera treated me like very aggressively bad. It just gave me like so much pain and anxiety, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm over it now, and I'm thankful that I don't have like any issues right now from it, that at least that I can tell. But yeah, that's basically it. I am up for all the questions that you might have. Just leave them down below so that I can answer them, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I answer every single comment, like if not all of them, I'll answer most of them. Actually, no, I do answer all of them, unless I like don't see it or something like that. But usually I answer all of my comments, so if you leave something down there, I will reply to you. Maybe not like right at that second, but I will get back to you. So if you have any questions about it, just leave them down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.